All right, guys, and welcome back to episode 5 of Despop. I'm joined with Junior today and Daniel, and today we're going to be talking about a movie that involves space exploration. That's right. We're going to be talking about Lightyear today and why it's the movie of the year. No, I'm just playing. Today we're going to be talking about Rogue One and its re-release on IMAX.
Yes, sir.
It came out yesterday.
Yeah, I believe, man. It's coming out because of Andor's getting his own series.
Yeah,
so,
Andor's coming out here in the next couple of weeks. So
yeah, man. They're re-releasing the movie to like show us the start of his. I mean, not the start of his story, but start of his story, like Star Wars wise, like the first release. You know, Andor's actually the start of his story. But
yeah, for Andor.
We watched the movie this past week. I enjoyed the movie. You know, I got like look back at the movie because it came out 6 years ago.
6 years.
Yeah,
already?
it came out right after Force Awakens. So Force Awakens came out the year before, and then Rogue One came out like afterwards.
Yeah.
and
That's right.
Yeah, Rogue One's actually in my top 5.
Is it? Dude, you know what? I did enjoy the movie. It was very enjoyable. I thought the ensemble cast did like a great job. And there was a lot of good players on that cast. A lot of people who like started off small and like they became bigger now. Are on that movie too.
And with this movie, like this is only the third time I've watched it.
Yeah.
But it's got good rewatchability.
It does.
This is definitely a movie you can rewatch.
For those kind of movies when you're rewatching and you know what's gonna happen, you have to like not get bored with it. And you have to be excited to watch it.
Yeah, and I think that's something that this movie does well.
Which is good visuals. I think good visuals are
I'm
great.
a sucker for good visuals in any movie.
Yeah, especially when you're gonna rewatch it, you're excited to see that big scale blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of these blockbuster movies have, that over like these like A24 movies that are like a thought movie or something like that. Maybe they're rewatchable because like it makes you think. This is like rewatchable because it has a great story. Concept is great. Like A New Hope came out, right? And that was like a big thing in the 80s and like late 70s. To start off, like what happened before New Hope is like a great concept, and how they got the plans, how Leia with the droids and everything to start the movie A New Hope.
That's something that I really like about this movie is that we see characters like Leia and Darth Vader, but they don't steal the show.
Yes,
they're sidelined, but they do a good job of doing that.
Yeah, like enough nostalgia to like get us hooked.
Yeah,
but like we are not worried about them. We're worried about the characters in the story.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think that Darth Vader is very sidelined in this movie.
Yeah,
because obviously it's not about him, but he has probably his best entrance in Star Wars.
Best entrance, which is a follow-up to like the New Hope entrance, but we just get a different view of it.
Well, the beginning of the movie where they pick up Galen Erso.
They're on that planet. It's very reminiscent of a New Hope, right?
Yeah. No. A New Hope is on Tatooine, which is just a desert planet.
No.
But
when they walk up.
Yes, but because they're farmers, right?
I thought you were talking about just
no. I'm talking about planet. I'm talking about you get the shot of the farm.
Yeah, you get the
shot of the farm. Their little water silos, or whatever they call them.
Very reminiscent of A New Hope. They've come for Galen Erso, which he's the top engineer for the Death Star.
Yeah, so he's the one who designed the Death Star. Galen Erso, played by Mad Mikkelsen.
He's
a great actor.
So we start off on the farm and we get a sneak peek into Galen Erso and Jyn Erso. Jyn is the daughter. What do you guys think about their relationship throughout the movie?
Well, she wasn't raised by her father, like after that farm scene, because the Empire shows up and they pretty much kill her mom.
How are you gonna start off getting your top engineer? I know you want to pick him up and everything, but how are you gonna go and kill his wife? Like
they weren't planning on killing him.
No, I know, but
like they were planning on taking all of them hostage.
Yeah, obviously you're gonna want to take all of them, but I mean, if you're gonna kill his wife, you know he's gonna do something to mess with you. Do you think?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of, I thought the same thing, because I thought it was really weird that, well, the wife obviously pulls out a gun, so obviously you have to like subdue the threat. But like as soon as you kill the wife, the only thing stopping you, pretty much Galen Erso from stopping to not help you out, was Jyn Erso, and they never found her. I feel like if he thought she was dead, he could have just stopped working on it. But he did bring it up during the hologram scene where he's sending the message to Jyn Erso now when she's older and now she's like been running away and all that, where he had to just keep working on it because he already figured that they could do it without him. He was like, might as well stick it out and put in a plan to subdue the Death Star, which I think it's really funny because a lot of people did have that main problem with Star Wars, where they were like, how did the Death Star just blow up with one shot from Luke Skywalker when he's just going and then he just shoots that one shot and boom, the whole thing comes out. So I thought it was really funny because a lot of Star Wars fanboys were like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's a good thing that they brought it back and showed how it actually worked.
Yeah, as soon as you shoot this one spot, the whole thing goes.
Well, it's funny because just for like giggles, I rewatch the Family Guy Star Wars episodes.
Yeah.
They're so dumb, but in that one scene, when they go and they shoot the spot, it just completely blows up immediately.
It's like a big target, right? Or something
it's
like
like
that.
a big target.
Yeah.
Like Family Guy makes fun
of it, man. Yeah, because it's a funny joke, and Star Wars really brings it back to be like, oh, this was the plan all along.
Before that, we have a time skip. So we see Jyn Erso, at the beginning of the movie when the Empire shows up, she's a little girl.
Yeah.
Little child.
Probably no older than 10. Her mom or her dad gives her the plan, like, you know where to go, you know what to do.
Yeah.
So she goes to that bunker.
Bonk.
She goes to that bunker where she gets found by Saw,
Yeah.
who's played by Forrest Whitaker.
Is Guerrero a Mexican last name?
I don't know.
The way they spell it, it's not, pero like.
The way they spell it, it's not.
But there were Mexicans in the Star Wars universe.
So then that's when we see our first glimpse at him, and he takes her, and we get that time jump, her meeting Cassian.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say Guerrero. I don't think it's a Spanish name, but Guerrero is.
Guerrero. What? I thought Guerrero y Guerrera were like.
I thought, yeah.
I've heard Guerrera,
maybe?
pero.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, there's been the Mexicans existed in the Star Wars universe because that's a last name, like a Spanish last name. So we get the time skip, and we see Cassian and Jyn Erso pretty much get their first mission to go to Jeddah to get an audience with Saw Gerrera, and this is where their dynamic really turns into where Cassian gets a secret mission, pretty much to when they meet Galen Erso. He needs to kill him, and he's pretty much holding that throughout the whole movie until the moment like he has to do the deed, and he has to keep that from Jyn Erso. And I guess the whole time he doesn't trust Jyn. He has to bring her along because
she's the only way to get to Saw. Yeah. Without them getting killed. Because Saw, dude, he is very extremist. Like you can tell from he's not part of the rebellion.
I think as someone in his position, you do get a little paranoid about who's coming after you, who might kill you, because he knows that he's a big target. He like when Bodhi, and I love Riz Ahmed is his name. Dude, he's a great actor. He's been in Sound of Metal. He was in Venom as a villain.
Yeah,
he's been doing work since Rogue One, and I do love Riz Ahmed. Bodhi defects from the Empire because he gets Galen pretty much convinces him that, hey man, we need to stop this. Here's the message. Give it to whoever like is gonna listen, right? Which is funny. Well, I mean, maybe he's supposed to give it to Jyn because that whole message is directed at Jyn.
Yeah,
it's directed to Jyn, but he said the only way you can find her, you have to find Saw Gerrera.
Yeah,
go to Saw Gerrera and.
Is that so? He goes to Saw Gerrera because that's where he thinks Jyn might be. Because I'm assuming Galen still thinks Saw, like if
Galen doesn't know what's happened between Saw and Jyn.
Yeah.
For him, he thinks that
she's either dead or she's like, really well hidden.
Yeah.
He's in the right. Because he even says it when Jyn Erso shows up, the pilot shows up, and all these other things are happening. He's like, what a coincidence that all this is happening. Did you come to kill me? Because like it just doesn't add up. So many coincidences in one day.
And
like,
Jyn says it. She's like, I haven't seen you since I was 16.
Yeah.
Like you left me alone with a blaster to die.
Dude, crazy, dude.
Which they don't show, but like it makes you think like what happened. Like,
what happened between these two? He did say that he did it to protect her, but like I don't think so. It seems like a cop out excuse.
She's always been abandoned.
Yeah, dude, her whole life, dude. And you know what's crazy though? There's a line that brings that back up in the end.
Yeah.
When it comes back to Cassian telling Jyn, "You're home." Right?
I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think he's just trying to communicate we're your family.
Yeah.
This is your home.
Because
you're with us, we're your home.
Yeah, and she's been abandoned her whole life, and Cassian gives her that you made it. Heart home is where the heart's at,
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of speech. Dude, the Jeddah destruction was crazy.
That's a good little scene because we get
see how powerful the Death Star really is.
Yeah.
That even though it was just one little city, eventually they go up to blow up a planet, but we get to see just the start of it.
I thought that visual, the visual of like the whole like mountain or the terrain just collapsing and just going up and them flying away is like, I was looking at that scene and I was like, dude, that looks awesome. Like
I was going to say because their quality and the CGI and everything, even though we're going back to when did the first movie come out? Like late 70s?
The 79?
Yeah.
I think it was 79.
Something like that. Yeah. And we didn't have quality and everything wasn't so good back then.
Yeah.
So seeing Rogue One from that time just looks really, really good.
You know what's really funny? I was thinking about this. So in the last scene when Vader comes out, all the soldiers have the outfits from back in the day.
Yeah.
And I thought it looked really out of place. And I was just thinking like they had to do it because obviously that's what they were wearing in New Hope. But I was like, you can really tell the 70s vibe by like their outfits, and like it feels a little out of place, but it feels
it just feels out of place because of the visuals.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna make a movie in 2015 with visuals. From the 70s.
Yeah, well, with those outfits, like with those like type of like
you have to get as close as possible.
The outfits aren't even that. It's just that the quality when we seen that movie to this movie. It's gonna be a lot better. Like everything looks a lot clearer. It's not like so grainy.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I was just talking about the outfits in general because the outfits just looked like I was like,
that's because you see those outfits and then you see the outfits from like earlier in the movie.
Yeah,
they don't match.
They don't match. Yes, I agree. They don't match. You see the outfits from like the Sword Troopers and all that, and they all look shiny. 2015, 16, or whatever the movie came out. Yeah. And then you see the outfits from like the Vader scene. Doesn't look like it's 2015 like trend, you know? Because Jeddah brings out two of my favorite characters. Well, one of my favorite characters, and he's just attached to him. Donnie Yen, bro.
Donnie Yen. Yeah, they Chirrut
Imwe.
Yeah, Chirrut.
And the other guys who Baz. I don't know how.
His name. I don't know the actor, but his character is Baze.
Baze.
I think it's Baze.
Yeah. Is it Baze?
I don't know if you guys know the story behind this, but well, I mean, they're still trying, but they were trying to get an international market to China, and this was like the early days of them like starting to like ban their movies to like new territory, and China was becoming a player in blockbusters. And Donnie Yen has a big franchise. He has a big franchise in China. Do you guys know what the franchise?
Is it the Ip Man?
Yes, I thought it was IP Man. Yeah, IP Man.
IP Man.
I've always called it Ip Man, but I think it's IP Man.
No, I think it is IP Man.
It's 4 movies, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. You've seen them?
I've seen them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need to watch them.
Two.
No, I've seen them all. They're really good.
Dub or sub? Or are they in English?
I think they speak in English and Chinese.
In Chinese? I know, that's good too. He had the funniest lines, I think, in the movie. And him playing a blind guy like who's force sensitive. And I was thinking a lot about this.
No, I don't think he's force sensitive. I think he just has fake because the Jedi is a religion.
No, it is.
Jedi is a religion. And
you're gonna tell me he's not force sensitive?
No. If we would have seen it in the movie.
No, dude, he's force sensitive with the fact that he can see the future. He can't. You're gonna tell me he can't.
I think his senses are just heightened.
Yeah, because of the force. That's the force. That's the force.
No.
That is the force.
He's a religious man. Is the way I see it.
Yeah, man.
No. He definitely can't see the future.
No,
he can because he told Jin at Jeddah, he's like, you got a dark future or something like that, or he was telling her about her future. In Jeddah.
Are you sure it was the future and not just her vibe, like what he feels around her?
That's called the force, my boy. That is the force.
That's not the force.
I think in a different lifetime, I think Chirrut would have been a Jedi because I think he's force sensitive, and I think Diego Luna, Cassian Andor would have been a Jedi too.
No,
yeah,
not Andor.
Yeah, Andor and Jin, I think they would have been great Jedis, 100%. In another lifetime, if the Empire didn't take over, I'm telling y'all.
The Jedi's a religion. You have to devote yourself to that life. That's why Anakin struggled so much because he had
I know, but he's still force sensitive.
Even if you're force sensitive,
yeah, being a Jedi is a religion. Being force sensitive is different. You can be not a Jedi because obviously there's Sith Lords. You don't have to be a Jedi to be force sensitive.
You just said he's going to be a Jedi. So is he going to be a Jedi?
Okay, he's going to be force sensitive. But they would have been Jedi. They would have been Jedi, in a different lifetime.
No.
Maybe Donnie Yang.
Donnie Yang's character.
That's Chirrut. That's what I'm saying.
Chirrut, he might be, but not Andor.
Not Andor, no. A Jedi is a religion, and you have to devote yourself to that.
Yeah,
religion.
but
might have,
I'm saying in another lifetime.
In another lifetime,
it would still be the same.
Yeah, Chirrut probably, but not.
You see, so then you're saying he's force sensitive.
No, it's because I think if you're force sensitive, you're not automatically a Jedi.
No, I'm not. But you're saying he's not force sensitive to begin with.
He's not in this movie. He's just a religious man who prays.
Yeah, but they also talk about when the Force, you can feel the Force. It's also, but it's something within you.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's part of your DNA.
And if you feel the Force move between you, you're Force sensitive.
You don't ever get those hints though in the movie that he's Force sensitive.
How do you not get those hints? When his best friend dies, he tells him, the Force is with you, I'll always be with you. And then that's when his friend also becomes Force sensitive and he feels the Force and guide him to like shoot and all that.
That's just movie magic.
No, that's not. Yeah, movie magic to show the Force.
I guess I agree a little bit with that, but you were also talking about like he can see the future or whatever.
I don't know.
Oh, he can see the future 100%. Leave it in the comments chat.
I don't agree with that, but that he senses the Force within other people.
I'm about to start playing the movie right now.
Or he can sense other people's vibes, like whether they're good or not. Because remember when they land on Ito, and Cassian goes to shoot Galen Erso. When they get off the ship, he senses. He can see that he senses Cassian is not right. He knows something's wrong.
Force.
That's not the Force. I think that's just his senses are heightened.
Yeah, his senses are heightened with the Force.
Obviously, they're heightened because he's blind. And everything else is
Yeah,
going to be a lot
because he's
better.
blind.
He can also sense that people aren't going to be,
He's not Force
I don't think you know what the Force is, Angel,
I know what
and
the
I'm a little
Force is, but
disappointed
he's
right
not
now.
Force sensitive.
He's 100% Force sensitive. I know.
Okay, who's Force sensitive then?
In this movie?
No. Just in all the movies.
In all the movies?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, all the Jedi are Force sensitive. Finn, do you think Finn is Force sensitive?
Yes, he is.
Finn is Force sensitive. No, he's not. He's not Force sensitive. He holds a lightsaber once and he's Force sensitive. Come on.
I know the comments are gonna shred you a new one because it's been shown that he's Force sensitive multiple times. Especially, it's fine though. We can talk about Rogue One. I'm not. So, Ruth has a lot of funny comments, and my two favorite ones are when they put the bag over his
I'm literally blind.
I laugh so hard because, dude, like legit, bro. Like in my head, I was thinking, like even like his senses were heightened, the bag's not doing anything, so he's gonna know where he's going regardless.
Yeah, that reminded me of like Toph Beifong in Avatar.
When they did it to her too.
You can put a bag over her head, but she has that seismic, like not ability, but she can see around
she has the
her
Force.
with the when people step around her and stuff.
Yeah, she can like see through.
So it just reminded me of that. Like, put the bag on.
Oh my god, dude! I just wanted to bring that up because I thought that was the funniest part of the movie, and I think Donnie Yen made the movie.
That's when they're going to Saw's place, right?
Yeah, that's when they get captured by the rebels and all that. Cassian Andors is holding the secret, and pretty much after that, they have the next mission to find Galen Erso.
Well, that's when they find Galen Erso, the rebellion was a secret mission, right?
Yes, that's when he brought up that Chirrut's was like, do you think that man can kill?
Feel something off about him.
Yeah, because you feel something off. Well, see, there you go. You see, he says he feels something off.
Yeah,
that's not the Force though.
He keeps using words that go with the Force, but are not the Force. But that's fine.
You just get a gut feeling.
I regress. That's the Force, my boy.
I guess so. But yeah, that's where he mentions to his friend. He's like, "Do you think that man can kill?" And he says, "I don't think so."
Yeah,
he doesn't seem like a man that would kill.
Well,
how do we tell him?
How do we tell him? Well, Jin is like really adamant about going with him, and he's like, no.
At that point, she knows.
Yes, and then also the robot brings. I can't believe the robot's a snitch. He tells.
He's very witty and sarcastic. Yeah, he's a robot, so he doesn't know any better.
Also, he's just straight to the point because
he's straight to the point.
They got a great voice actor for what's his name, K2SO.
K2. They just call him K2.
K2, yes, K2. Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, he did the motion too for him.
Yeah, I saw the back, the behind the scenes, the back scenes, the behind the scenes, and he did the whole mocap, man. He was in that suit, he was walking, and he's really funny. He's been in a lot of other things. I think he did a very good sarcastic character.
No, the robot was really good.
But the robot snitched on his own
android,
on his own boy.
Oh yeah, the android. The Star Wars fans are gonna call for me, my boy.
You just assuming?
Yeah.
You assumed he's a robot?
The android pretty much tells him, well, his weapon was calibrated for sniper.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, he's out here snitching everybody out.
He's just like, oh, man.
So at this point, Jin just takes upon herself to... Dude, she climbs that whole ladder, dude. There's no...
In the rain.
In the rain. Dude.
It was like a hurricane because you know when they're flying into the planet, you see like the clouds.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like 30 hurricanes going all together.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what is that called? The typhoon or like the monsoon?
A typhoon takes place in the ocean.
Okay. So a monsoon, is that when like there's heavy rainfall?
I think so.
I thought that's what it was, but
monsoon. I thought it was.
I like the hurricanes. It shows the hurricanes.
You see the hurricanes because you see the swirls. Yeah. It's like 10 of them, like just all piled in together.
And they're just flying into that.
Yeah,
they're flying into. They have to.
Yeah, they're like no balls.
No.
But dude, she climbs this whole thing, and also I'm gonna bring this up because I thought this was really unrealistic. At the end, when the rebels come in, boom, 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 and she falls off the ledge, right? And she's holding on to the ledge, and she pulls herself up. And in my head, I was like, it's raining. It's probably slippery. Yeah, maybe the like the textile is like made for rain, so like when you grab it, it grips you, so you don't fall off. Yeah. But like still, man, it's raining hard, bro.
It's raining hard,
and she pulls herself up.
That's a lot of weight to pull up. Yeah. It's not just yourself now.
That's water weight. Yeah.
Yeah, you got all the water weight. Your clothes are wet. I mean, that being slippery too. I mean, you see, it's all metal out there.
It's movie magic, baby.
You love it, dude. I'm not saying Jin is not strong.
Well, I'm not saying she can't pick herself up. but you're just adding all of this to it.
In my head, I was like, what the hell?
It's windy.
Yeah, I like how like not once does she ever like wipe her face.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because when it rains and like it's raining on your face, like you can't see anything.
Yeah, bro, and you don't know wearing a hat. You don't have anything. Dude, it's getting in your face. It was really funny, bro. So Ben Mendelsohn is the main villain of this movie, and he's played other great villains, like in Ready Player One.
Yeah,
love the movie.
That's a great movie. It has so many Easter eggs.
Oh, so many Easter eggs, man. But he's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a Skrull. What's his name? Talos. He plays Talos, and he's coming back in Secret Invasion, baby. I'm excited, but he's been getting good work, and he's been in a lot of things like pop culture wise. Today he plays a villain, and I think he plays a very good villain. The way he plays characters, I think, is very subtle.
He plays villains in the way Giancarlo Esposito plays villains, where they're not big and physically imposing, but their presence and the tone and the way they deliver their lines is very menacing.
Like the confidence and
the confidence and they deliver power. Pretty much is telling Galen like he knows there's a traitor.
He knows it's Galen.
Yeah, 100%.
He wants to see
Galen suffer. Yeah. No, he just wants Galen to suffer.
He just wants to see Galen suffer.
I think he's just a mean old dude, and he pretty much like tells everybody like if you don't tell us who it is, we'll shoot everybody.
And then he shoots
everybody anyways after Galen confesses, man.
I mean, it's all a power move. That's how he keeps his power.
That is, man.
Because he doesn't
just a power, and
because he doesn't have force or anything, so he doesn't really. There's no threat to him.
Well, this is a callback, but we watched Underground 6 with Mario last week.
Yeah.
And
6 Underground.
Yeah, 6 Underground. Underground 6. Mm-hmm. And the guy did the same thing. So what he pretty much does is all his generals got killed, right? So he brought up the next up in line.
Oh, yeah.
And he kills them, and he's like, I don't know whoever killed my generals, but the people who would benefit the most of it probably had something to do with it. So he kills all of them and just promotes the next guys up, which I think is it's a good move too. So I feel like that move is like comparable to what Ben Mendelsohn does. And
very comparable.
Yeah, and he's just like, fuck it, the Death Star's already finished. We don't need you. Boom. Because he already knew at this point it worked. Yeah. He saw it work.
So the rebellion shows up and they're all confused.
Yeah.
It's just a cluster.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so much. And also Andor doesn't take the shot, obviously.
No, he obviously doesn't take the shot. Rebellion shows up. They start nuking the freaking place.
Yeah. Dude, it's a war.
It's just a war. And there's just a mess. This is where Galen Erso's character dies, obviously.
Yeah. He has that touching moment with her father right before he dies.
No, Galen Erso is the guy. Her father's Jin.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you messed it up. You said he has a touching moment with his father.
Yeah, I messed up. Look, I have my pronouns messed up from time to time, but I meant Jin.
Not even your pronouns. You always reverse everything.
Yeah. Anyways, Jin and Galen have a little touching moment there where she's just like, hey, it's me. And I think how long do you think it's been since he's seen
her? She was 10 when she saw her? Like 17 years.
Let's say
17 years.
Let's say she's 10.
Yeah, I think she's like 25, 27, 23 at the youngest, I would imagine.
Yeah. No younger than 23.
Yeah, I think she's in her 20s. I would say 15, 17 years.
That seems about right.
Yeah, so they see each other after a while. And
15 years.
Yeah, built up daddy issues and just like I'm just saying, bro, like
issues of abandonment.
Yeah, issues of abandonment. After this, man, they go back to the rebel base and they pretty much like have a meeting, democracy. We love to see it. They vote on whether they want to go to Scarif and get the plans, right?
Yeah. I feel like it's not even much of a vote because afterwards Cassian's like, I told you they weren't gonna go.
Well,
I think from the beginning he knew that they didn't want to do it because it's such a heavily guarded place.
Yeah.
And also like,
and then that's where we get Hope again.
Yeah.
No, but also like pretty much the theme also throughout the whole movie is that the only person that knows for sure is Jin. She saw the message. She talked to her dad in person. Like, she's the only one with this information. The way her and Andor's relationship is set up is that Andor just has to trust her blindly. He comes around eventually, but like that's pretty much the journey for Andor. Yeah, it's a leap of faith to trust her, and that's when he chooses, you know what, I'm gonna trust you. Because I feel like that's how a lot of friend groups are. Because I feel like that's how our friend group works. Is that when you're voting on whether to do the rebellion, as soon as like one person starts falling, like saying no,
it's just a chain reaction.
Yeah, it's a chain reaction. Andor was like, you know what? I like this girl. I hope something works out. I'm gonna just support her. And you know what? I can't disrespect like my boy. If you're gonna simp, Go all out. Go all out. Go on a rebel.
He does go all out. He steals a ship.
Go all out. If you're gonna simp out, my boy, you gotta risk your life, and that's exactly what he does. So they got on a ship and they steal it and roll credits. My boy Bodhi, Riz Ahmed. I thought this was so funny when it happened. They're like, "What's your call sign?" And he's like, "They're like you looking at each other and they're like."
Rogue One?
Say something. We're Rogue One. And I was like, roll credits, baby.
Yeah.
The name of the movie, the Rogue One, and they get called that pretty much throughout the whole thing. So I guess it sticks.
Afterwards, yeah. They get through the shield because the planet they go to is guarded by
a big shield.
A big shield that covers the planet.
There's only certain areas. I think maybe there's
there's a circle.
I think it was one entrance.
Just the one entrance is what they said.
Yeah, the little like
single entrance.
Single entrance. It's a.
But
their border.
I feel like a lot of these movies, not just Star Wars, but shows, movies in general, always have this amazing technology that they show for like one scene. And I'm like, dude, that technology could be used like...
Well, I mean, the...
Force field,
yeah. Force field of that. They show it throughout because they have to destroy it. And
No. I'm talking about like they could use it on other planets. They could have used it.
Oh,
yeah. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Like, why is it now that we're just seeing this?
Yeah. Why is it now that we're just seeing? Like, I feel like shows and movies do this all the time, where they bring up this cool technology, this cool like concept.
How strong do you think that force field is? Like, do you think it's enough to block the Death Star?
Do you think the spaceships like Darth Vader's the starship? Do you think if it really wanted to, if they just went like full force into it, would it like
full send?
Yeah, full send. Would it like disintegrate it, blow it up?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you think if it can take a shot from the Death Star?
Yeah.
Then the ship doesn't stand a chance. Darth Vader's ship doesn't stand a chance.
I'm trying to think because like it depends, dude. I think it can take a hit from the Death Star, and I'll only say why, right? So whenever you have tension over a big body, so let's say I hit you, but you have a lot of surface area, that force will dispel throughout the area. Disperse. Thank you. Well, I think dispel's right now.
No. Yeah, but I was also going to bring that up. I think it would take one shot from the Death Star, and then without that power, it takes too much. It's just too much. It's too much energy.
Too much energy from the Death Star?
No. For the shield to take that much power.
Well, because the shield, dude, this planet is big. I don't know if you guys saw.
The planet is big.
It's massive, and the whole thing's covered by a force shield. I feel like if you hit it, it could disperse that energy around it even more, is what I'm saying. That's my only thing.
No, I know what you're saying, but I think it can only take so much damage before it starts to slow down. They
get through pretty easily, and they go down to the beach, and I think this is a great setting for like the final fight. It's pretty much the last hour of the movie.
And that's Cassian gives a great speech. He's like, make 10 men feel like 100.
Great quote, man. And they do, man. They put up a fight.
They put up a really good fight, even though it's just that one little area. I mean, they also put up a really good fight because where they land, they're all separate little islands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all the landing pads are separate islands.
Yeah, so they only have to cover so much ground.
So we got like Bodhi, Chirrut, and Baze like pretty much manning the beach, and then we get Andor, Jin, and K2 going up to get the plants and everything. They're wearing the Empire outfits and they're going up to get the information, right?
Yeah. They show up at the same time that, what is he, the director?
Ben's character.
Yeah, Ben's, is he like,
I know his name. Give me a second.
What's his military rank?
Krennic.
Director Krennic.
Director Krennic. He shows up at the same time as movie magic. Yeah. What a coincidence. What is he showing up for? He needs to do something, right? Vader told him to do something.
Oh, he went to go look for Galen Erso's like...
because he knew Galen had put something in the Death Star to destroy it. So he's going to like figure out what it is. So he's getting
He's looking for the files.
He's looking for the files.
He says, bring me everything he's ever sent
out.
Or delivered.
Yeah, and they're like what?
I need to know everything on Galen.
Imagine working that day and the credit comes up and he's like, you guys have to do overtime. And you're like, bro, I was about to clock out.
I was literally on my way home. I was about to punch out.
You're just about to punch out and you hear over the PA, I need everybody to report. Director Krennic is here and he wants all the files.
Well, imagine it's like on a Friday and you're like, man, what a week. This day can't get any worse.
It's 5 p.m. already. You're already ready to go home.
This day can't get any worse.
And then Krennic just shows up and he wants all the files.
That reminds me of like that SpongeBob meme where he's walking in the door and it's like always him walking in with something.
Yeah.
Have you seen that meme?
No, it's a Repeat it.
It's like they use it for in Spanish where it's like ojalá mi ahijado no sea alcohólico. That's Director Krennic walking in
with his like, I want Galen's whole history with us. And I'm like, damn, bro, that sucks. Andor pretty much does the signal. He's like, okay, blow shit up now because they need a distraction to get into the thing. And dude, they place the bombs all over the place. And I love this line too from Krennic. They just see the bombs explode.
And he's like, are we blind?
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, like, why are we just sitting around, bro? You guys
everybody's just standing there watching everything.
I feel like I would just be standing there watching because at that point I'm like, well, you know, like
it's a shock. It's a shock.
Yeah. What are you gonna do when you're all the way up there and you see the explosions like all the way over there? Like, what do you want me to do? Haul my ass all the way over there and start shooting? Or what?
I know, like, okay, I'll start running, I guess, but I'm gonna be there in like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do? We got people on the ground for this, you know? Yeah. Like,
well, that's when he and the thing is, he at that point he doesn't even realize that there's people already in the tower.
Oh yeah, dude, he doesn't.
He just thinks they're out there.
They had just like landed.
Yeah, they just landed or something.
Call back to the Gray Man.
Yeah.
Where Lloyd doesn't realize that Sierra 6 is already in the castle.
In the castle.
But I don't think Krennic should know that there's somebody in the castle. I think he should like
the castle, no.
The tower.
In the tower.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's a metaphor, my brother. So this movie is a lot about death and people sacrificing themselves for a hope. Well, it's, sacrificing, killing themselves for a hope, for a rebellion, for a cause. Because obviously a lot of these characters have to die because they don't show up in future movies.
That's what I liked about this movie too, because the characters don't survive at the end.
They don't, man.
So and they all sacrifice themselves.
I was going to talk.
They're not going to survive. That's nice about like prequels. Like, you know the ending, but it's still nice
to see the story. The story, the overarching story of Star Wars. But we do get a very sad death with K2. He finally comes around. Him and Jin have this great moment where she gives him the gun and she's like, oh, you trust me now. A little too late, but
K2 has a good line too there where he's like, your behavior continues to surprise me.
Yeah.
Yes,
because he's an android. Like he does like his calculations and he's like, you have a 30% chance of dying. You have a 30%
but I feel like he also had like,
he's just being sarcastic.
It's sarcastic, but I feel like he also has emotion.
He does. He shows a little bit of that emotion, which a lot of these androids have.
Emotion.
I feel like he's always been wrong with the stats.
He's just bringing shit up. He's just saying shit just to say stuff.
I think he does, because like there's no way, my boy, you've been wrong this many times.
Like when they're flying into Ito, he's like, we have a 26% chance of failing. Bodhi says something and he's like, oh, it went up to 35% now. Where do you get the percentage from?
Well, also
same thing when they're in the tower. He's like, "There's a 33% chance we're gonna die."
Yeah, from here to the tower. Yeah. And I'm like, my boy, like you guys have the best luck. Because if we do the math, like 33, 33, 33, like it keeps going down with the amount of times.
That's a third.
Oh, but you know what? Jin does have a great line when she's like trying to inspire the when they're on the ship, right? They're like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and we're just gonna keep taking chances until our chances are spent. And I'm like, damn, dude, because that's how stories work. You just keep you just get lucky. Yeah.
But then back on the rebellion base, because they're always listening to Empire transmissions.
They're always learning.
The guy on the radio realizes there's people down there, so then he runs to. Well, I don't know. She's not a director for the rebellion.
Well, the one in charge of the ship, probably.
Yeah.
No, not the one in charge of the ship. I'm talking about the lady in the white robe.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just don't know her name. She's very important because she shows up.
Yeah, she's on the council for the rebellion.
Yeah, okay.
But he runs to her and is like, there's rebels down there fighting. And that's when they amass the fleet. And
yes, dude. Help. And you know what's funny is she, one of them tells him, oh, we already got someone on their way, which is the fish guy.
Yeah.
He's in the original. He's in New Hope.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans are going to come for us because we don't know these people's names. But
we say we're diehard fans. We don't know anybody's names.
No, we're just bad with names, bro. It's not a big deal. I think we're just bad with names, and it is what it is.
The fish guy that pulls up. Dude, I love when you see them all come in after the...
Dude. And there's a great scene at the end, too, where they're leaving, and Darth Vader comes in, and they just explode. They smash into his ship. I just imagine going, like, speed of light into that ship.
Light speed.
Yeah, speed of light.
No, when they...
Light speed, speed of light are the same thing.
I don't think so.
I'm just talking like Yoda right now, okay?
You are
just
Yoda.
A little dumber.
Oh.
Yeah, you got me.
Their hammer ship? Yeah. I think it's really cool.
The hammerhead ship?
The hammerhead ship. Yeah. Like, where do they get all this, like, metal from? Like, what planet? Or where do they build stuff like this?
It's a galaxy.
Yeah, man.
I know, but
they have mining on a lot of planets.
Yeah.
That stuff, and then How the fuck do they build it?
Well, I think a lot of stuff is stuff from the Empire. Like the ship they steal is a decommissioned Empire cargo ship.
It's like you guys didn't even watch The Last Jedi.
I did watch The Last Jedi.
Yeah, man. When they go to a gambling planet and they're like, yeah, a lot of these guys made their money from the rebels and the Empire. Well, it's not called the Empire in The Last Jedi. They're called something different, but same thought. Yeah. It's the they're making their money off that. So there's people obviously making money off war, and war's very profitable. I think there's a bigger conspiracy here where there's somebody even bigger in charge. Well,
I like
that they just want to make money.
When they're on the base amassing the fleet, and she goes up to Leia's dad, where's your Jedi friend? Like, do you think they can come help?
Yeah. For that, she's like, do you have somebody that you can trust to like deliver the message? He's like, I trust her with my life. And we get like two like sort of callbacks to like, obviously.
So one of them was the Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah, Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, Ben Kenobi. But who's the other one?
Leia, his daughter.
Leia, okay.
Leia's the one that's in New Hope. She's like,
right.
Obi-Wan, you're our last hope.
Yeah. The way that conversation went, it made it sound like the Jedi was a her.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, well, obviously they're talking about Obi-Wan, but then he's like, I trust her with my life. I was like,
yeah, because she asked like, who do you do you trust? Like, do you have somebody send the message?
Shirut, when he dies, when he's walking through the line of fire,
he's gonna look it up.
Yeah. I was gonna say, stormtroopers.
Oh, terrible aim. I was thinking the same thing.
They still do.
Every single movie they have terrible aim, and I think it's just because they don't train. They don't train them to fire. They don't train them to shoot. It's just they have quantity over quality.
Yeah.
They got rid of the clones.
If you can't hit a freaking blind guy.
Yeah, a blind guy who's walking slowly across and just praying.
In a straight line.
You're telling me not one stormtrooper is going to try and shoot him?
Like, at least clip him.
Yeah.
They get him at the end.
Oh, yeah, they blow up the thing next to him.
At the end. But
they don't even get him. They get the thing next to him.
You're telling me out of like 80 guys there, not a single one is going to try and shoot him, or they're all just shooting around him?
The Force works in mysterious ways. We magic, baby.
Yeah,
but him, and then he pretty much tells Baze, hey, man, I'm with you forever. Yeah. And he comes out and he's...
And this is where people start dying.
Yeah.
Like, this is just...
Like one after one after one after one.
Shirut, and then Baze dies immediately afterwards.
I even talked K2. We're bringing up K2, but K2, he shuts the vault because they're looking up for the information. They find it, and K2's like, you guys have to finish it. And he like locks them in. Locks them in, bro. And he just goes down with it. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
K2's a real one.
K2's a real one, bro. He snitched out with Andor, but like, apart from that, he's a real one, We get the scene of them climbing this dude, how much do you think they climbed? Because they climbed all the way up.
A lot.
It's a massive tower, so they.
But you think they started already pretty high up?
Oh yeah, you see, don't they?
What's funny because Director Krennic like takes the elevator. They're over here like fighting for their life.
Well, Andor goes down like.
Well, dude, I think at that point they're like probably like halfway.
Yeah, I think
that's they're like a long way to climb.
You can see them look down.
Yeah,
even then
them look down, and then they're still climbing up.
When Krennic comes in, he shoots them, and dude, Andor takes a nasty spill.
He does,
and the whole time he's falling, he's boom, 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 and like he doesn't survive this.
That reminds me of the scene in Spider-Man 3, where Harry hits his head on the spider web first, and then he just goes down the. When he gets the amnesia.
Dude, these falls, I was like, dude, there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way, dude.
It's like Plinko.
Because then
he didn't break anything either.
No, and then they show the shot of Jin looking down on him, and I was like, dude, that looks like at least a good 3 floors.
He looks like that meme where you're just like spread out.
Yeah,
one leg facing the other with
chalk outline.
Yeah,
dude, no mames, dude. But I mean, she pretty much finishes. She makes it all the way to the top somehow. I think they were already pretty much up there, but because there's no way she's climbing that whole thing. That's gonna take an hour
then, like,
or
how
two.
the fuck she climb up
yeah,
there?
even then, like that's a lot of upper body strength.
Also, they give her the when she makes it up there, there's a thing that closes and opens randomly. Yeah. I'm like, what is the point of that? It's just so dumb. So
just more nonsense.
Yeah, more nonsense for her to just make it through. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, whatever. We get through the nonsense. She gets to the very top. She has to realign the thing, and the whole time
she has to move the antenna.
I mean, all I was thinking was like, bro, what if you just fall off? Like, why not just have like a bigger wall for like in case you slip and fall off the tower? Like, there's no safety measures.
Yeah, the way they design everything, even in
OSHA's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, OSHA's gonna be heavy.
I don't think that's even like.
like the Death Star.
Yeah.
There's no railing where the beam shoots out of. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah. And there's people working on it, right?
There's people working on it. And that's another callback to Family Guy, because they make fun of that in the Family Guy Star Wars episodes where they're like, you'd think they put a railing here. Not one guy.
Not one guy, bro. And like, it's dangerous. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
And they put stuff in like the most like dumb place ever. You have like thing that I had to work on, and it's like all the way outside on some random little ledge, and you have to crawl over there, and there's no ledge. You can't even hook on.
Well, the Death Star is huge.
No, I know.
No, we're talking about the tower.
Oh, you're talking about... No, I think he's just
talking about
yeah,
no, well, I mean, just in general, because in what is it, New Hope, when Qui-Gon is shutting off the power or whatever, right?
Qui-Gon. In New Hope?
Qui-Gon's not in a New
Hope. Yeah, Qui-Gon is...
Oh, man, the nerds are going to come after us.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon's in the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
The prequel. Fuck. Well, whatever. But you know, he turns off the power, and he has to go all around the little thing.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the fight versus Darth Maul?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the prequels. That makes
He's talking
sense.
about the prequels.
Right, so you got the name right. You just got the movie wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
Wrong hope.
She does her thing, and Krennic comes through. And at this point, I don't know why he just doesn't shoot. Like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
And Andor makes a surprise, shoots him down. I really like that she didn't go after him. I mean, there's no point in going after him because, at this point, we know what's going to happen.
No, she tries to go after him.
Yeah, but like...
Cassian stops her.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, the movie stops her for the plot because, like, obviously everybody's going to die anyways, Like, everybody's dead on this planet.
Or about to be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they get it. They get the plans up to the spaceship, and they have this nice moment. Dude, you just see the Death Star show up.
They don't... Before, yeah. Imagine just looking up in the horizon and you see the Death Star.
Yeah.
You know you're dead though.
Yeah.
Imagine just seeing the Death Star and you're like, well, this was fun.
Cool. Because
This is it.
like compared to our moon, how big do you think the Death Star is? Moon size?
No, I think it's smaller than the moon.
Smaller? No, this thing's massive.
It's massive. You can see it in the horizon.
But-
no, it's got to be bigger than the moon.
Dude, no, because it took them 17 years to build that shit.
This is the future.
Millions of planets.
Yeah. You have
You know the amount of people that they can get. The Empire at that time in control of like
almost
thousands
the whole
of planets.
galaxy.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I don't know, dude. It's a big, like, to build something
you
the size
see-
of the moon,
Well, think about it. You see
a lot of empty
they,
space.
They make that's a good that's a good visual of it when they show it in the horizon.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It's huge. So
you
you
can
know
see
it's
it.
big.
Yeah.
Like when you look up at the sky and you see the moon, it looks tiny.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take up most of
Yeah,
it.
but the moon is really far away. I don't think you understand how far away the moon is.
So you're saying if the moon was a little closer, it
Yes.
looks like that? So that's what I'm
Obviously.
saying. So the Death Star's moon size?
No, it's not moon size.
I still think it's bigger.
I think it's
it's
smaller.
bigger than the
You
moon.
think,
Well, 12.
I think it's about moon size. Not bigger though. Not bigger.
Just the amount of stuff. I mean, the place itself is massive. You get like the starships. Those things are crazy huge. The starships are already the size of like small cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can see it over Jeddah, and it literally covers the entire town.
city, yeah.
the city.
Well, that's one city, though. That's pretty small.
Yeah,
No, I know, but I mean,
Jeddah's more of a
I'm just saying, like, it literally, like, if it'll go over the city and it'll block out the sun.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel
so
you.
That's how massive these things are. And then you see it next to the Death Star, and they're like that.
yeah.
They're little.
They're
Yeah.
tiny.
No, they are. See that over the horizon, and Andor and Jin are just looking at it. Do they kiss?
No,
They don't,
they just hug.
They
They
just
just hug.
hold hands
And
Hold
hug
hands and
and hug.
passionately.
So, do you think Krennic ever knew Darth Vader showed up?
Yeah, he was
well, I mean,
looking.
if you see if they notice the Death Star, he's had to.
Yeah, he noticed the Death Star.
Yeah, he knows the Death Star.
Yeah,
So at
and
that
he saw
point,
the
he's like,
shot.
Oh man, Darth Vader's here. I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm dead. Like they're gonna, like, he's a scapegoat. Pretty much everybody in New Hope pretty much is using him as a stepping stone
Yeah.
to success, because he pretty much created all this.
Yeah, he
Like
did.
he's the architect of this whole situation. What I love about Rogue One is that it just brings out all these characters that like died in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
They were a big part to like bring the Star Wars universe to what it is. You know, like
We
the
don't ever
story.
see this planet again, do we? Not yet, at least.
Scarif.
Yeah.
Scarif? No, I don't think so.
No.
It's like the name sounded familiar,
They probably,
but
they probably
did.
bring it up, but they don't show it.
Because they don't. That's what I was thinking about. Like they don't blow up planets, so they can't bring it back.
they didn't. They didn't blow up Scarif, right?
No,
No.
they didn't blow up the planet. Just that one little.
That's what I was
antenna.
thinking about, dude. Because I was like, dude, this guy, like, this Death Star just killed cities. How is he gonna kill a whole planet?
Like when they're preparing it to shoot, he's like single reactor only.
That makes more
So,
So, like
sense.
they
yeah,
have,
but
there's like power levels to it, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it blow up Alderaan, obviously. Like
Yeah, well, they haven't tested it at that point. That's
Like-
when they blow up the
Yeah.
first planet.
yeah,
It's all
It's Alderaan.
Alderaan. Yeah.
And
But it would, like we know it has that potential.
yeah. but they don't know yet.
They don't know yet.
They still only have the single reactor.
Which I think we see Scarif again. Maybe even in Andor. Or bring it up in Andor.
Maybe.
But I mean, there's no reason for him to go Scarif because that's where the Empire has their all their important stuff.
There's no reason to go to Scarif. Rogue One was the whole reason to go to Scarif.
No, I know, but why would he go to
for Andor?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it might just be brought up. Like
yeah, they might bring it up.
Are you guys more excited for Andor after rewatching Rogue One?
Yes,
I'm excited to see a start into the rebellion. Because at this point he's already up in the ranks and everything. It'll be fun to see his way up.
Yeah, I think this because he said he was in the rebellion since he was a kid.
Yeah,
so
since he was 6. He said.
Yeah, so hopefully they remember that and they don't like have him like barely like starting like be pre-rebellion and then go into rebellion.
So what characters are K2? You think we see K2?
Oh yes,
in Andor.
You think so?
I think
How long do you think he's been with K2?
For a while, no, they have that kind of relationship where they've been best friends for a minute.
You think he like finds him like injured and then he like
that could be the story.
Like he finds him injured and then he like fixes him up and
reprograms him.
Reprograms him.
Yeah,
that'd be a good way to show K2's origin.
Yeah, and how he gets his personality.
Yes, sir. Man, no, that'd be pretty cool, man.
I think so. That'd be pretty.
No, but Andor, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think this made me more excited for Andor. For Diego Luna.
It definitely made me more excited for Andor.
Yeah.
Did you rewatch it? And like I said, that was only my 3rd time watching it, but I hadn't watched it in a couple of years. Yeah. So you rewatching, you're like, oh, that happened, this happened, and then since it's fresh in our minds and we're about to see Andor, it's gonna be a lot of him and this.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, guys, and thanks for joining us today on this episode where we went off the rail with Rogue One. Let us know down below in the comments. Do you think Chirrut is force sensitive or not? I say he's not. Dolfo says he is. Daniel's a toss-up. But yeah, we're excited for Andor and what it's going to bring to the Star Wars universe. Make sure to follow, subscribe, and like. See you next time.
See ya.
Deuces.